Okay, now we've just seen how to take a plain text file and pull it into Calibre and turn it into an ebook. Now you know how to do that, and then you can take the output of your ebook, whether it's an EPUB file or a MOBI file, and transfer it into other types of files that can be read on various ebook readers. Now there does come a problem at this stage. What if you want to edit the contents of the ebook after you've made your conversion? Well, Calibre won't do that. It's not an editor. So there's another piece of software called Sigil that you can use. It's a what you see is what you get book editor, but it allows you to do a lot more powerful things if you happen to know CSS or cascading style sheets. But first, let's just take a look at some of the basic functionality of it. First, you can Google Sigil, S-I-G-I-L, and go to its main site, download a copy of the software, and install it on your computer, whatever platform it is that you happen to use. Once you've done that, go to your ebook file and click on it and open it in Sigil. And you will see an interface that comes up like this. Now, the first thing that you're seeing here is the title page, which is an XHTML file. Now, if you want to look at other pages, you'll notice that the rest of the book is split up into individual HTML files. So this very first one, the index file, is just going to be some of the initial text that makes up the very first pages of your book. And you'll notice that each time I click on an HTML file, it opens up a new tab. And we're going to close those up because those don't have anything really interesting that I want to edit, although you can certainly remove these pages if you want to. So let's say you don't want to have a page that just says this, or a page that just says this, or a page that just says that. You can remove that page by right-clicking on the icon for the page and hit remove. It'll ask you, are you sure? You say yes, and that page is gone. Now I want to go ahead and keep this page. Say here. Oh, let me click out of this. Okay. Now I want to keep that page, and I want to keep that page, but I don't want that, so I'm just going to get rid of that. But I do want the table of contents, so that all looks good. So you can delete pages if you want to in the way that I've just shown. Now let's take a look at a page that actually gets to the text of Edgar Allan Poe. And what you can see here is this is the way that you're going to see it in the book. And this isn't necessarily the font you'll see in your ebook. It depends on how things were set up when you pulled it into Calibre. But one of the nice things that you can do with the editor is look at the page in HTML mode by clicking on this icon, or if you just want to see the HTML and not the split screen, which shows you what the book page looks like just in plain text, you can click here and you can see the HTML, which you can also press Command or Command plus to make bigger, and so that you can see it a little bit easier. Or you can go back to split window, whichever way works best for you. And so this is one way that you can look at the text and see how you might want to edit it. Say you don't want it to say an appreciation. You want to get rid of that and say a nice introduction. Maybe that's what you want to put in there. In any case, you can edit from within this window. Now, you can also go down to the HTML window and edit from there. Save it. And then when you click over here, you'll see that that disappears, the text that we just erased. But we can also put it back too. Let's go back here, find our text within the code, and and appreciation, and save. Okay, now I'm saving by using the Command S button, but you can certainly go up here and use the Save drop-down menu from File. This is very intuitive. The menus are a lot like what you see in Microsoft Word or any of the other traditional text editors. This is essentially a text editor that allows you to open up your ebook file and either look at it in just plain text book mode, or in split mode so that you can see the plain text and the HTML, or just in HTML if you want to just look at the HTML and maybe edit that. Now, those of you who understand HTML and CSS, you have some very powerful tools at your disposal for manipulating the ebook and making it look more stylistically the way you want it to look. So for instance, if we go over to the left side window and look at the styles folder, we can click over into the style sheet, and you can edit the style sheet so that all of the pages are affected the way you want them to be affected. Now, I'll get into a little tutorial on some of those issues in the next video tutorial, but I just wanted to spend this bit of time introducing you to the text editor, the Sigil text editor. What you see is what you get text editor for editing ebooks that have already been created. Now, one of the nice things about this is it'll edit the ebook that you just created, but it'll also edit ebooks that you have downloaded from other sources. So if you have a Project Gutenberg book that you want to edit for whatever reason, you can use Sigil to do that. No matter where you get your ebook file from, it will open it up and edit it, and it will edit any EPUB file for that matter. And then what you can do is once you have edited your file, you can save it, close it, insert it back into Calibre, and look at the results. And if you like what you see, you can keep it in Calibre or export it into a MOBI file or a PDF file or whatever file you would like it to be for your particular ebook reader. So the best way to edit ebooks is to save it save your book as an EPUB file, import it into Sigil, and then use Sigil to do all of the editing work for your book. And that ends this tutorial. In the next tutorial, what I'm going to do is show you a couple of tricks that you can do to practice manipulating the text and maybe even doing things like adding images to your EPUB file. Thank you very much.